Hello fellow modelers and styling fanatics, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing fine and enjoys the hobby. Concrete Bunker is back again today with another one of its notorious episodes. So, on today's episode guys, me and Past George managed to put an end to our wasp nest project. We managed to finalize the whole thing, do some changes, do some more work onto our scene, add our figures, break down the process of me doing p.camo or oak leaf camo pattern, if I remember correctly. That's how it is called. Anyway, we do a lot of stuff on this episode, but the thing is that we have managed to complete our project. The diorama is done. Right now it is located in front of me, and I wanna hear your guys' opinions. I wanna hear your thoughts, and I wanna hear your opinions. So I don't wanna bore you any further. Be wary, this video is going to be quite a big one. That's what she said. Yeah, I know. Anyway, you all know the drill. Grab yourselves a seat, make yourselves comfortable, crack the mandatory cold one or a hot brew, depending where you are in the world and what time it is right now. And let's see what me and Past George have in store for you in this episode, guys. Hi guys, welcome to Real Part 9, which I am going to name Part 10, since Part 9 name was taken by the review of the figures that I decided to add. But anyway, let's move onwards. Diorama is sitting in front of you with just a simple change, a simple update. I have just added some terrain dump, terrain thing over here all around, surrounding the trench, which is none other than this one, dry pasture from Diodump. This is, as the label says over here, premium diorama ground cover. So I have used dry pasture all around here to depict dry weeds and dry leaves, etc., that are collected over here. Now, apart that, I have done no further changes, and it is time for us to continue working on it. So on this episode, I am going to focus with the trench and whatever is located inside the trench. I am going to add some accessories. I am going to paint and add the machine gun crew, and we're gonna see where this leads. So for the time being, I have emptied the whole area. I have given it some ground cover over here surrounding the sides, just to make it more realistic, and we will do nothing else for the time being, at least for for the time being, as I said. So what I am going to do, how I am going to proceed. First thing that I am going to take care instantly is painting of the figures and some accessories. And when I say of the figures, I am talking of the machine gun crew. I have collected some elements here and there. Okay, we have the tripod, the two machine gun operators, the ammo belt, the machine gun itself, the ammo canister that the belt is fitted from, and this case, which is the spare gun barrels for the MG34 in our case. Now I am going to add some more stuff. This will come later, but for the time being we are going to paint all this stuff. Of course I'm not gonna do it on camera because I am not a professional when it comes to painting figures. I am not I am not the best person to describe the way I do it, to make a video of how I paint figures. So I am gonna do all the work off camera, of course, and I am gonna experiment a little bit with them just to see if I can improve my way of doing it, and we're gonna come back to show you exactly what I have done, talk about it a little bit, and discuss for further additions inside the trends. Update time, guys. It has been a few days. I took my sweet time with this one, and what you see in front of you is all the things that are going to be inside the trends. So as I've said, I took my sweet time, thought it over and over again, and apart the guys, the machine gun crew, I have added some more elements to the trends. Give me a moment. Okay. Now, this is all the elements that you're gonna find. So, let's start from the protagonists. Here is the guy who aims the machine gun, if my camera wants to focus. Yep. I took my sweet time with him, highlighted him, the usual stuff. And I am pretty happy with the outcome. He's looking really solid. I even managed to give him an eyeball because the other one, his other eye is closed, but mainly because he is aiming. So here is the guy who is operating the MG34, and here is the guy who is holding the ammo, who is holding the ammo belt. Here is how he looks. I gave him 2 eyeballs. I managed to do that. Okay. The more someone works with figures, the better he becomes. The big secret behind them is patience and taking the time to do all the necessary steps. Of course, and I didn't take the time to do all the steps, I know, but I am experimenting with each figure. I become a bit better. That's what I understood. So these 2 are the guys that are going to operate the machine gun. Here we have the tripod. Did some detail painting over here as well, to give it more interest. Why not? Here we have the MG34, the ammo canister and the spare barrels for the MG. And here is of course, and it's not gonna focus. Come on. Oh no. Here is the ammo belt, which I have damaged. Okay, I'm gonna fix it later. So here is the ammo belt. And that's all that was included in the Tamiya kit. That's all that was included. The guys that I have picked from the first Tamiya kit, the machine gun crew, all the others are extra. I thought that since these guys are operating on the trench for a while, they should have some stuff laying around. So I have searched my spare parts box and salvaged some stuff like these wooden boxes and this one as well. These ones have better detail than this one, because this one in the side is blank, it has no wood grain and stuff like that. But I have managed to give them a better, wood effect. I have base coated them with Vallejo Panzerace's old wood. New wood, sorry. I have then highlighted them with old wood and gave them a wash, a dark brown wash. And that's the result. I have also salvaged a tarp of some kind, a folded tarp. Why not? A jerry can. Another ammo canister and a German helmet. And finally I have converted this part. This part is another ammo belt from another tamiya kit. I have cut the pointy, I have cut the pointy things in the front, not the shrapnels, the bullet itself. And I have left the casing. I have painted it, and I am going to cut its individual casing so they will serve as spent ammunition inside the trench. And that's all that I am going to include inside my trench. Now what I am going to do, I am going to toy with their position, and I am going to add them to the scene, and I am going to be back to show you exactly where I positioned everything. So let's give this trench some life. Okay, someone will need to insert Joe's music theme over here, and let's go. Dun 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 da da da. There we have them, guys. Psst. Wobbly mode. Our machine gun crew, aka the wasp nest. I have glued the guys to the base as expected, as I've said, toyed with the positioning of the accessories I have chosen, and here is how it looks. So let's describe the situation a little bit. Okay, machine gun crew, spare gun barrels, extra ammunition, the ammunition used, boxes, helmet, jerry can, boxes, the tarp, spent shell cases all over the place. Okay, the most visible must be on top of the tarp, mainly because the shell casings are almost the same color with the ground, and that's it. Let me flip it around and give you a view from the other side. Closer. Yep, here is a closer look. Here is how they look up close and personal. Now, you may ask me, why did I go all the length adding, the accessories, the spent shell casings, etc., etc. I could add just the machine gun crew, top it all off, and then call it a day. Several friends of mine that I watch their YouTube videos and dioramas and converse with them taught me one thing. Taught me that attention to detail and storytelling and attention to realistic storytelling can make a huge difference. Attention to realistic storytelling is due to my friend Michael. Hi Michael. And attention to detail is due to my friend Greg. Hi Greg. Hope you guys are watching this video. So Michael taught me that attention to realistic storytelling can make things apart realistic, can make them can make them interesting. It can tell a story. It can show the viewer why this guy is over here and why he is not over there. For example, if you know what I mean, I cannot describe it. It can give you a purpose. It can give a figure, a tank, a gun, a purpose. That purpose is why it is positioned there. Now, attention to detail, this one I owe it to my friend Greg. Greg always pays a lot attention to detail, and that attention to detail pays back. He takes the time to think it, he takes the time to make it, to paint it, to build it, etc., etc. And this it always fascinates me. It always fascinates me when I see him build and paint stuff and create individual models from, let's say, a tarp. He treats it like an individual model. This fascinates me, and I hope that attention to detail fascinates other guys out there. So a lesson that he gave me from his work is to give the attention to detail. Details like spent cells flying all over the place is something that most people won't think about, but it is something that happens, and since it happens, let's add it. The spent cells all over the place tell the story that this gun has taken some shots, fired some shots. This gives us a nice detail. This tells us a story. So that was a rant, probably not a rant, a city storytelling. Okay, and I am gonna close it. So city storytelling closed. What's my next step? My next step is to integrate the guys to this scene. What I mean by integrating them to this scene. These guys are pristine. They are clean right now. I will need to dust their boots, etc., etc., to integrate them to this scene. So they will be more believable. They didn't teleported their selves over there. They are operating over here. This is mud, supposed to be mud. It is not mud. It is dirt. They are not supposed to have clean boots, etc., etc. So my next step is this one, and probably to put together the new set of figures that I have purchased for this diorama. Okay guys, as I've told you before, I have added mud to the machine gun screw boots. This is more appropriate right now. I have added a little bit more hues of brown over here in the ground in front of this, just to integrate the soldiers more with the scene. And I have also painted the sides of the diorama while I was at it, and apart from that, I have also chosen and assembled the figures from the frontline infantrymen. So my choices was the second in command and the commander, mainly because those two guys had poses that I liked. So what's my plan with those guys? I'll tell you. Let me show them to you. Okay, over here we have both of their STGs and their helmets. These are gonna be painted separately. That's why I have them. I didn't attach them to the guys. So here's the first guy, fully assembled. I should probably left his gear off, but I didn't wanna have many pieces laying on my workbench, you know. This is the second in command, and this is the commander. Brain fart for a moment, sorry. Figures are great to put together. They have almost no gaps. Okay, they have some gaps over here in between their legs, but you can easily hide them with the use of this pouch. And in general, they are great, by my opinion. They have great facial expressions, and their uniforms will take paint nicely. Now, what's my plan for them? Boom, return to the diorama once again. Okay, machine gun crew hidden in plain sight. So one guy will run this or that direction. I don't know yet. Probably, I'm not sure for his positioning. And the other guy is gonna stand here with the tank providing him cover, and he's gonna shoot either this side or that side. I don't know yet. I am opting for this side. So I have also conversed with a couple of friends from a Facebook group, and I have told them that I will record as much of the painting stage as I can. So since I have told that to my friends, I am gonna do it. Of course, and I'm not gonna fully paint a figure on camera. I am gonna do it in stages and show you the transformation, which means that I am going to break down how I paint figures my way up until now. Beware guys, I am not professional at all. I'm not even experienced with figures. I just paint them as good as I can, just to serve a purpose, to tell a story. But anyway, what I usually do, I start from their uniforms, mainly because their uniforms are the part that covers the majority of the figures. That's why I start from them. I start from the uniforms, and then I move onwards to smaller pieces. Now I am going to try to replicate this camo scheme, the oak leaf pattern spring, so which means that I will apply the base coat. Now looks like the base coat is that brown color as I look it from my perspective. Anyway, I am going to think about it a little bit more, break down the camo scheme to my mind, and I am going to be back. Anyway, I am going to start either with this brown or with the dark green as a base coat. Okay, as I said before, I will describe the painting sequence of this figure as best as I can for a friend from a Facebook group, and here I go. Normally I should have primed those guys in black and zenithal highlight them with white. When I say zenithal highlight, I mean to spray them from tops towards bottom with white, and just giving them a spray, so the white can cover only the raised areas. I mean, areas over here, and nothing here, because this will be a shadow. Now, this would work in my mind if those figures had no camo. Since they have camo, instantly in my mind translates that it will need a lot of color layers, which instantly translate that the pre-shading, would not work. So I will need to do that later. I will need to use another shade effect. At least that's how I understand it. That's the only way I find it works for me, at least. And remember, I am not a figure painter, so off I go. First layer is the base layer of the camo. Let me remind you, I am depicting this camo, and I am depicting this camo with the colors that I have in stock. I haven't bought the specific color set from Vallejo. If anyone wants, he can grab it. I can grab it, but I don't have the patience to wait until I order it and they get it shipped to me. So I will work with what I have. Whenever someone paints camo, he needs to decide which color covers the majority of the camouflage. Which color is the base coat. This will happen if you break down the camo. My friend Ozzy used to make a series about it, but I haven't seen anything. I have seen just his first episode. I never saw his second one. He never released a second episode. Anyway, he explains it far better than me in his episode. If I will find it, I will include it in my description section below. So Ozzy taught me that when you do camo, you need to break it down. You need to analyze it a bit. So, due to my analysis of this camo, I have made the conclusion that the first layer will be the dark green the dark green base coat. So my choice is Vallejo Model Air 71019 camo dark green, and here is how he looks. I just gave him a base coat and nothing more. Now on the other guy, the second in command, I have given a base coat of camo dark green in his shirt, but in his trousers I just used German field grey moldboard 2. It is Vallejo model color 70830. Now I will move on to the second not the second, yeah, the second coat. The second coat is going to be this color, this brown color, kinda brown color. So in my case I am going to use the brown green because I think that it is quite near enough. So I am going to use this one, apply the second camo layer, and I am going to be back. But before I go, some of you may ask me why didn't I start with the faces first, because this is usual in figure painting. Most of the figure painters start with the face. Well, I didn't start with the faces because the hands are located near to the face. I will paint camo, which means that I have to be extra careful many times. So I prefer to work on the face later and not to risk do corrections onto a finished face for 30 or 40 times that I am going to do a mistake and I'm gonna touch the face while I am painting his uniform. That's why I have started with the uniform. And generally I always start with the uniforms because they cover the majority of the figure, of course, and then I detail paint stuff. Now, with that being said, let me apply the brown green layer and I am going to be back. Okay guys, second coat is done. I know it looks crappy, most of the time it looks crappy, but believe me, stick with it. We will have a solid end. We will not have an excellent outcome or something like Purple Demon contest thing, but we are going to have something solid. Don't be afraid when you paint something and suddenly looks crappy. Don't scrap it. Just stick with it until the end. It may come up good at the end. So here is how it looks. I gave 2 coats of paint to each guy because brown green wasn't covering over dark camo green. And that's the color brown green 71030 Vallejo model AR. Now, next color in range, and the only one that it is appropriate for these figures, is the olive green from Vallejo model color 70967. Now this will be our third color and we may need a fourth one, and for the fourth one I haven't found a possible candidate yet. I may have one, but we will see. Third color camo addition, and already the things looking less crappy. What I've told you, stick to it and we will will be looking solid. So that color is olive green, as I've said before. I'm not gonna say it again, mainly because I'm gonna get you guys bored and you're gonna click to another video not believing me that things would be less crappy. Here is how the first guy looks. I aimed for the center of the dark camo green and filled it up with olive green, of course, and I left some camo green exposed. Let me see if I can give you a better look. Yeah. 2 coats of this color as well, because it was quite transparent as I diluted it. Here is the other guy. As I said, I am only working on his shirt. And here is the helmet of the commander, because this is part of his uniform. Sorry guys, brain fart over there. Now for the third color, of course, and I don't have the right one, so I am going to ride with this one. This one is Vallejo Modelaire 71092 medium olive, and this is going to be placed in strategic points here and there, not just a small portion of it here and there, as you can see. Let me grab them. So my medium olive will depict this one, you see, like here, you can see it is placed in strategic points, so I am going to try to do the same. Now let me give it a shot and we're gonna be back to see what happens. So here is a final look at the guy's uniform, a final quote unquote look on the guy's uniform. Focus please here. That's the best I could do, guys. I've been working on them for at least 2 hours to reach this point. And I have, as you can already see, I have given them dots with the 3 camo colors I have used. Now, another thing that I forgot to mention is the paint brushes I have used. Those are the 2. One is number 1 and this one is 00. Random brushes. Okay, this one is a brand. I bought it from a bookstore, and this one is bought from Lidl, you know, comes in a pack of 5-10 paint brushes. So now what's my next step? My next step will be to paint their harnesses, you know, their belts and harnesses, and then I am going to move towards their equipment, like their water bottle, this piece that I cannot remember how it is called in English right now, etc, etc. But next step is the painting of the harnesses and probably their boots, mainly because it is the same color. I am going to use black. Let me do that off camera, and I am going to return to show you exactly how they look. Oh, I forgot. Here is how the helmet looks. Okay guys, after quite a lot of detail painting and some weathering, some dust added, I have managed to finish with those guys. I didn't show you the rest of the process, mainly because it was simply painting and nothing more. I mean, I did nothing, you know, nothing special, nothing that I have to share. So that is why I haven't shared anything. So let's start. from the easy parts first. Okay, here is the helmet, here is the STG-44. I have just simply painted the gun and gave it a wash with Tamiya's black panel liner, nothing more on the helmet. The other helmet, the other SDG, is the same, took the same treatment. And now let's move to our figures. Here is our commander. Here is how he looks. I am relatively happy with him. And here is the second in command. To be honest with you, he is my favorite from this pair. I don't know, I think that I have done a better job on him. Now I am not so sure, but that's what I think. So, and with that done, what's left to be done is to assemble them, give them the final assembly and attach them to the diorama. Gather around, children, gather around. It is time for our final reveal, but before I reveal it, I wanna show you a cool thing that I have bought, that this will probably help us with our filming when we are filming in general. So here is a turntable. I bought it from a supermarket. It is called Lidl, for the guys who know. This is a cheese platter. I paid €6 for this thing, and it is pretty cool because either you can use it as I will do, or you can use it for painting. Of course, you can make one yourself, but I was too lazy, and since I found it, here it is. Now, enough with this thing that I don't think that it matters for you, and let's reveal the dio. There we are. This is how it looks. Let me give you a turn around it, and let me break it in pieces for you. Now, I have placed the figures, of course, and I have placed this guy over here, since he has cover from the records, and I have placed the other guy onto this side, mainly because this side was quite empty without the figure. I was planning to place him here, but as I've said, the thing was looking empty. So he runs towards cover, and this guy is providing how it is called, suppressive fire, probably. Yeah, that's the way it is called, I think. Apart that, I have added some mud on the tracks of the T34 here and there, just to blend it with the rest of the dio. And over here I have added some some darker dirt that I have laying around in order to depict the fire damage caused by the flaming the flaming tank. And that's all that I have done. And here is our machine gun crew nest. As you can see, I have left the the tank unglued. I made it so it is removable, so we can have a closer look of the whole thing, a look of the machine gun nest, and I am pretty happy. Of course, in my diorama it is not an exact replica of Sheperd's work, but I never said that I would make an exact replica, because I am not good at replicating things, at totally replicating things, to be honest with you. So I am relatively happy, mainly because if I was to do this again, I would change some stuff. What I would change, you may ask. Okay, let's start from the first change. The first change is to make the whole thing bigger, wider, I mean, mainly because I have came to the conclusion that I need more space over here, so I could add more trees. These things over here look too linear, look too uniform, and that doesn't sit well to my eyes. Well, I didn't want to add a tree over here, mainly because the tank was supposed to come this way, and the tree would be an obstacle. I don't think that this would change, the course of the vehicle. First change that I would do is to make it wider for the reasons that I have explained. Now, second change that I would do is to make this thing, the whole thing taller, so we could have a look, we could look easier at the trench and the machine gun nest, so we can spot the machine gun crew, the wasp nest itself. That's the only changes I would do to the whole thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I am really happy with the outcome. I do like it, but I could make it better. The worst judges of our work is ourselves. Yeah, I could make it better. Yeah, that's the thing that I always tell whenever I finish a build, seeing it complete, it always makes you tell, I would do that stuff different, I would do the other stuff different, but anyway, it is what it is right now. As I've said, I am really happy, and I am quite proud for what I have achieved. Now, let's break the things individually. Cyber Hobby T34, brilliant kit. I don't know if it is 100% accurate to the T34, to the first generation of T34, the 1940 variant, but it is quite a good kit. It goes together relatively pretty easy. You could add some stuff to spice it up. Probably guys that know more stuff for the T34s than I do would change a few stuff. But as I've said, from a straight out of the box build, it is quite good, if you ask me, and it falls together really easily. Dragon instructions didn't give me problems, if I remember correctly. The decals are wonderful, they conform to the surface, they are totally thin, their film is totally thin, so that was great as well. There is some options included in the box. There could be a few better upgrades included in the box, like the mesh over here, but it is what it is. And the the link by link tracks are wonderful to put together as well. Okay, they need excessive cleanup, but they are great. Now, sorry guys, now to who I recommend this kit is to everyone, from a beginner to an advanced modeler, because it is quite user friendly. Now let's move on to the figures, the machine gun crew nest. Let me tell you my opinion about them. So my opinion about them, it is good. Okay, I don't expect something more from old figures like those guys. They do the job. They are kinda solid. Okay, their lack of detail is disturbing, but it is what it is, guys. We are talking for at least 30 years old figure set. But they provide you with a tripod, which is rare. They also give you some nice accessories, and they give you three different machine gun crews in different positions, which is solid. The kit serves many purposes. So this kit also I would recommend it from a beginner to the advanced modeler, because all of them can work on it and they can work wonders. Advanced ones, the advanced guys out there as well. And now for the infantry crew, this is a breeze. The guys are great. Detail is there. Their positions are quite dynamic, and you have many options to choose from, and many positioning options to choose from. This is also a kit that I could recommend to every single guy, from the beginner to the advanced guy as well. And a figure painter more experienced and better than me could do a better job on them. Now that's everything that I have to say. I will give you a final closer look of the diorama as I spin it around. Probably I will give you a final closer look. This is it without the erect tank. Of course, and I will take some close-up photos and include them until to the end of this video. So for the guys that wanna see close-ups, please stick until the end. And now let's position the rect tank in place so you can have a look with it. Be very careful. Did I position it correctly? No. There it is. So sorry guys, I was tightening a screw to my boom arm. Let me know, of course, as always, let me know your opinions, your thoughts about this build, etc. Let me know if I have inspired you to build something similar, or even the same if you want. Let me know if you would change something, or if you would add something to this scene. Any opinion and constructive criticism done in a good manner is always welcome. And with all that said and done, we have made it to the end of this episode. On our next episode, we will probably choose and unbox our next project, and we will see from that point. I haven't even decided what I am going to do next, but anyway, I hope that you guys found this video helpful and interesting and stick along for the next one. Before I go, I wanna thank each and every one of you guys that watched this video. A special thank you to all my subscribers, old and new ones. You guys are the best and you are the reason I keep doing these videos. Now, for the newcomers out there that encounter one of my videos for the first time, welcome guys. I hope that you like what I do. If so, you all know what to do. Leave a like, comment with your thoughts and opinions, share the video if you believe it deserves to be shared, or even consider subscribing for more builds to come your way. Until the next time, fellow modelers and friends, it was take care and model on. It was that Mofo Daemon signing out.